So it's getting to the point of where I'm kind of borderline terrified to open up these little meetings here because I don't.
Emotional damage is the theme of the episode.
Yeah.
I don't like it here.
I want to make a comment in the last episode. You said you didn't like it here. I wasn't going to say anything.
I don't like it.
So we'll go on a little bit of a quote unquote lighter note first. Korame talks about her meds that she's on.
Understatement.
Understatement. In the anime, or I should say in the manga, those aren't meds. That is another drug. They are cookies that are laced with the same type of drug that gives her the insane skill boost that she was given when she was in the program.
So those snacks are laced?
Yeah, in that they are. And here they're kind of things that just basically keep her on track. Like how she's drugged is different. It's the same exact thing, except these are more of just stabilizers versus they both stabilize, but they're just put in different ways. Like in the thing, it keeps up. It's more of like her being addicted to it versus this is a thing that keeps her. They're giving her something to help with it so that she doesn't go insane to keep her on a leash versus giving her the thing that keeps her going strong to keep her on a leash. It's basically the same thing, just done a little bit differently.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And so they show a flashback for Bulls at the party. Are you guys upset you didn't get to see his face?
Yes.
Very.
He's a blonde. That's all we know.
Yeah, if I'm remembering correctly, they don't even show his face in the manga either.
Bruh.
That's a joke. That's a joke taken from Naruto.
I don't know that one.
There's one character who has who has kind of a mask.
Kakashi?
Yes.
Is that the one who's got half of his face covered and he's got gray hair?
Yeah, the silver hair. He covered his eyes because he has one Samagon eye. That explains why he has it, and he covers his face. And there was a whole episode dedicated to find out why he wears it. He does take it out later. You do see his face.
Okay. At least I knew that character. I just didn't know that there was a story behind it, so I didn't know he was the one we were talking about because Crow brings him up a lot because he's a big Naruto fan, but even he has not finished Shippuden.
I got through
I
think episode 39, and then I
finished the manga. I stopped watching the anime because the anime finished an arc, and then they showed legit 40 episodes of filler.
Yeah, he said I don't know what it means, but he said he got to the boat and then gave up. I don't know what that means, but hey, to give him credit, he wanted to start Boruto, but they also literally started Boruto with filler.
Oh,
technically,
according to him, anyway.
Yeah, with the Boruto anime, 90% of it is filler, and 10% of it goes exactly from the manga.
I've given up on that franchise, honestly.
So
it is what it is.
I read a little bit of Boruto manga. I stopped because I'm lazy. I tried to watch the anime. I was like, I can't do it. No, that is all filler.
Yeah. I tried it, but anyway, yeah. Were you expecting Chelsea's first kill to go off without a hitch?
I was taken aback by how quickly he just kind of went.
Mm-hmm. Were you expecting that little girl to be Chelsea?
No.
I was expecting the girl to be just a girl.
Yeah, I thought it was just a random character that got hurt.
Yeah, I thought they did that pretty well. They didn't go out of their way to show her running off to go do whatever they showed she was going to hide. But yeah, it was put into the chat about emotional damage before that kill happened, and yeah, driving the needle in a little bit point blank of an analogy, but yeah, they're even getting flashbacks like the Night Raid characters get flashbacks about how happy they are, and yeah, it's man, I cannot wait to discuss the anime changes stuff with you because the best the best thing that they did not put in is something with how Bulls' ending happens, and I am very thankful that they didn't put it in. So, yeah. But anyway, we finally got a little bit of the backstories on the sisters. I didn't think it was that revolutionary. It kind of made sense to me that they were trained because you kind of got the hint of that. But did you guys get anything new or interesting in your opinions out of that flashback?
The new and interesting thing that I picked up on was that this is the point that they were separated.
Mm-hmm.
And whereas Akame went to be one of the 7, Kurame got the Winter Soldier treatment.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
She's quote unquote not good enough. And you get more of that later on. But yeah, it just love the anime trope of we're going to send a bunch of kids out into a thing and the one that survives must be the strong one. Or they're the psycho. It's like, it's always just, no, they'll be forthright and true and they'll be the one we need. You're sending 9-year-olds into the forest with knives to fight giant monsters.
Serious.
It's always just like, who thinks of this trope? Why is this here?
Seriously.
Come on. And they survived because it was the 2 of them. That's the part I always love. It's like, oh no, they're master killers. I'm like, no, there's 2 of them that really cared for each other. They got the good training afterwards, dumbass.
They got that plot armor.
Plot armor.
It's heavy.
It does. So I said that we go back a little bit with the arm thing. Were you guys expecting that Leone was just going to have her arm sewed back on?
Wait, where is her arm exactly?
They grabbed it. They just didn't show it in the picture.
Okay. But that is kind of hilarious how this is like the specialty that that Leone and Lub have.
Yeah, they have a combined special attack. Reattach Leone's limbs.
If only did that to Yang.
To be fair, she got a new mechanical arm that works better, so it's whatever.
Yeah. Also, I thought about something in hindsight. Whenever a character goes off to do something and they tell another character, "Hey, can you deliver this message?" That's a red flag.
It is the one trope that is bordering on when you had in Endgame where he goes, so how many deaths is this the one that what exactly did he say? This is the one that finally works. If I tell you what that it is, then it won't happen. Okay, so he's dead. It's just like, yeah. How soon did the red flag start hitting for you two?
I think as soon as she met Kurame,
yeah,
something.
And
felt
Kurame
off.
didn't like be like, "Yo, you're sus." Like,
oh, she believed her right away.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's accurate to how it is portrayed in the anime to a T, or in the manga to a T, pretty much. And it's just, she got, I think, 10 episodes. I do have to point out that Bulls, as much as she doesn't like it, was the correct first guess on Sal's bingo card here.
I don't want to talk about it.
That's the only one I'm going to bring up. Other ones have happened that people have been right about and not been wrong about, but I'm not going to bring that up until we talk at the very end. But I had to bring up, because the Jaegers are a much smaller team, that you did get that correct, because it was the very first one up. You get
remind me how far.
Right?
Remind me how far I had Chelsea.
Hold on.
Yeah, like where was C on our bingo card?
Let me bring up the document, because I haven't looked at that one in a hot minute. Let's see. Predictions. You all had, with the extra characters, you all had, second round of guesses, you all had Chelsea as the fourth to last.
Okay.
Okay, we put her like
to keep in mind here, both of you had Mike, you had Chelsea right before Akame, and then you had Chelsea right before Tatsumi.
Okay.
So you guys had her one of the last people. And I'm not going to say anything. Since we've gotten some under our belts here, as much as you probably don't want to talk about it, which death on team no, I almost said Team Night. It is so hard for me that I've been writing a fan fiction for like 5 years that has the name Team Night. Whenever Night is using anything else, my brain auto locks, auto corrects right in that. Most in death that impacted you so much from Night Raid so far.
I'm just gonna say all of them. But
yeah,
this one stung a little bit more because of the pomp and circumstance of it all.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. What's her name? The first one to die.
Oh my goodness, Shale.
Yeah, that one was impactful.
Because it was the first one.
Mm-hmm. This was impactful because of the flashback and seeing Tatsumi's reaction. And I gotta say,
how they had to go Game of Thrones and so like the fucking decapitated head like that.
Well, hey guys, did you understand that the Empire's evil? Or the Capital's bad?
Evil?
Are you guys understanding yet that the Capital's bad?
No, I need another reason why.
Cool.
And bad.
Read the manga and you can get that every 5 pages.
What I was gonna
reminder.
What I was gonna say though is, have you noticed that everyone who has died so far has had some sort of affection for Tatsumi?
Are you sure this isn't a harem?
Yeah, the harem's got to be alive, though, right? But no, I just got to say that, yet another one was kind of like, we gave too much shit to that kid. Probably could have seen something in him if I would have lived a little bit longer. And that's not something they throw in for the show. That was in the manga, too. Almost every single one of them at some point or another.
That being said, Akame is the main character, so
she is the main character. You are correct. I'd just love to see how different these would be if, they all lived through it. What would have happened? But yeah, obviously you're not expecting anything, but were you expecting Chelsea to go out that fast, despite even your guesses of her being that long?
I was expecting 2 significant deaths in the same episode.
That was going to be my next question.
Yeah, I thought it was just going to be like 1, and that was it. Because I know we're going to have 2 people.
On both sides.
I don't know if it's a 2-for-1 sale. On anime deaths in one episode?
How often do you get 2 significant deaths in the same episode? And I'm not counting kamikaze attacks, where it's the famous example in Dragon Ball Z where Goku and Raditz both die in the same attack.
Well, I don't like to be that guy. Oh boy, reset the clock. I'm mentioning Gurren again. They did kill 9 characters in one episode. The second they got in space.
Okay,
fair.
That's about the only one that comes to my head right away. But they were all people that were quote unquote side characters. But in the later season, they did get a significant bump up to where they were in a lot of scenes, but all as a group.
Okay,
that's about the only one I'm really gonna show, I guess.
And the only difference between that and this is they're all in battle fighting together. This is a bit more it's a bit more cold, the deaths.
It's always it's it's definitely something to notice that when the Night Raid kills someone, they get it done with and then move on. If you get killed by anyone in the Empire, they make an example of you. And it just comes to reason to where it's like, I would love to have a side episode where there's people in the Capitol that are on the fence and are noticing like, oh, what happened? Yeah, they just killed her and left her body there. Oh, Night Raid's terrible. And there was just like, yeah, we decapitated this girl and put her head on a spike to show them that we're the good people and they're evil. Ha 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 ha. And then like showing a family that's maybe waffling on like, what?
Yo, I'm out.
Like, are you serious right now? It's like, yeah, we're the good people. We're the Empire. Don't betray us. Otherwise, we're going to make an example out of you and murder you and everyone you know. You're the good people? Oh, okay. Thanks.
This is why this show is like, it's not good versus evil. It's not black and white. It's gray versus a different shade of gray.
Yeah.
It's gray versus a much darker shade of gray.
Yep.
Because even both, it was Bulat and I want to say it was Chelsea that said right away, they were like, we're not great people either. We just believe that we're doing the right thing when we kill people.
Yeah.
And we're not raping and pillaging people while we're killing, so you can leave that much up to interpretation. But yeah, let me look at something quick before I say something that I should not. I am going to ask if you... What the hell? Oh, yeah, that's getting it season 2. Man, that animation style of that thing is so freaking weird. That Ghost of the Shell anime. Hold on. Come on, load. Killed it. There we go. All right. How about every episode is killed a blank? Do you have any questions?
Before, well, I don't have a question. I just have a comment that before we recorded this episode, I saw like 1 second of the next episode, and I'm already upset.
Yeah.
I don't want to know.
It's stuff you already know. It's just going to make you upset.
It's going to re-soap like everyone dying, isn't it?
Maybe. Just the first thing you
like,
see.
Hey, remember all these characters? Yeah, they're all dead.
Maybe the first thing you see is a picture of Chelsea Shale for some reason. I did.
Thanks. Thanks. Because I don't get enough of that in Final Fantasy Online. Because in the main story, they have to remind you, look at all these characters that effing die. Remember them?
That's cold, man. That's fucking cold.
Literally every expansion, it has to remind you of all the characters that died.
They don't have meaning if they don't remind you. I'm just saying. But yeah, I guess we don't have any other questions because it's kind of just a clean slate right there, and there's no showing factors because it just kind of we have there's 7. We have 7 episodes left.
Almost there, guys.
Yes, but all right. We'll move on to the next one. Mike, go ahead.
You guys can find me on Twitter at Captain K42. You can check out my quick thoughts on letterboxd.com/CoachK42. And you can find me in all the various Facebook groups just at my name. You can check out Renegade Pop Culture on Facebook and Twitter at Ren Pop Culture. You can also find us on Podchaser and the Banana Meter. Listen to all of our podcasts on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen. And last but not least, everything can be found at renegadepopculture.com. Need to escape? So do we.
All right. And Masao?
And you can find me on Twitter at Cuba028.
All right. And you can find me everywhere at Organoid0. And until the next one, hopefully a little bit of a happier moment. Bye.